Hi guys, very warm welcome this evening to yourselves as we're here down in Bristol ready for our flight down in Palma as we welcome the new aircraft to the fleet, the 787-9. Going to be going with TUI Airlines today as we test out the aircraft, and we're going for a flight over 300. Coming down into Palma, should be a lovely arrival, got real-time weather and we're using OpenGL, so if we do catch any showers down there today then we will pick it up on the windscreen. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys. If you enjoyed the channel, give it a thumbs up, and any future flights you want to see, leave it down in the comment section below. So now we can get inside and start the aircraft up ready for our departure. So we're in the 787-9 now, so we can go and do our start procedures. So we're going to the overhead, put the battery on and guarded, we can get the APU to start. Put the APU gens on as well. We get the IRSs started so we can get them aligned and all set. We can put on the external power as well. Get the IFE pass seats and the cab util on. Get the window heat on as well. Get passenger signs to auto. Get left and right engine hydraulics, and we can turn all of the right and left electrics with the C1 and 2s. We can turn them on and we'll put them back to auto after when we're finished. After that we can get the recircs etc. on. We can put the humid, bulk and the broadband comm on, along with our equipment cooling which can go on, and we'll get the packs with our trim air all set. So as the APU, as we wait for that to start, now we've got seatbelt signs, we can turn them to on as we get ready to go. APU is now on and set, the APU gen is on. So we'll go into our tablet and we can get everything all done there. So aircraft config, 4 passengers. On for our zero fuel weight, we'll get our weights and that will set in today. So zero fuel weight is 181.4. Okay, there's 181.4. Fuel is 18.9. We can take 20. Which is set. We'll leave it at 19.4, and we'll leave the landing fuel as it is. So we'll load the aircraft. Once we've done that, can initialize flight, go to performance. So we'll go and get the FMC all done now as we get the aircraft all done. Now for some reason the left side of the FMC wasn't working for some reason, so we've got the flight route in. We're going to be departing out today runway 09, and we are going to be taking out on our route the Water 1 Zulu, which is right here, which we can execute off, and then on for our departure we'll just make sure that's all in. There's Wotan, which is all good. Okay, so we're going to be coming out, our arrival is going to be for the ILS 24 left Yankee. We're going to be transitioning out Palenza, which will be our initial approach fix. So if we have a look here, you can see on our initial approach fix, if we just widen this up a bit more, we're going to come down on the Lorez, which is right here. We're going to follow the 151 all the way down. As you can see, initial approach fix runway 24 left and right is Palenza on the 116.4, which is 30.5 DME out from 24 left. Once we hit Palenza, then we're going to carry turn onto the 238 to intercept, and then once we do come down 2,500 feet onto the 238, 7.5 DME from the localizer, we will start that descent down. We've got a 3-degree glide path, and we've also got our speeds which we can rev off into the tablet along with our minimums. So should be a nice flight today. We'll see how it handles, seeing as we have got a default FMC. So we'll get that all set. We're going to get our performance now. So we're going to be leaving out, got Echo Golf Golf Delta. We're going to be leaving out runway 09. Conditions are dry. If we get our METAR up, we've got temperature is 17. If we go and change that, so 17 is for our temperature. On for our winds, we've got 23010. Okay, which is set. The QNH is going to be 1005. Okay, takeoff. We'll take full takeoff. Take flaps 10. Everything else we can leave as it is. We can calculate our speed. So we've got 138, we've got 155, and we've got 164, which is set for V2. So we'll go in and plug V2, which is 154. Okay, which is set. Also we can see here that we're taking flaps 10. So what about if we took off flaps 5? What would our speeds be then? 138, 135. How about takeoff 1? Let's see what takeoff 1 said. No, we'll do takeoff. Normal takeoff. Trim's going to be 5.5. So we'll get our trim all set. Okay, there's 5.5 set for our trim. We're all good to go out. So everything's all set here on our weights, etc. Takeoff. So we'll go back down. We've got all of this sort of stuff here, which I haven't really gone into too much depth as of yet. So everything's all there for our performance. We're coming out on a flaps 5. We're going to do instead. So everything else now can be all set for our departure. So we've got the APU on and running, which is set and checked. We can go in and get the ground power now removed, which is checked. Get all our engine displays, etc. So we'll get the lights and panels all set. Put on our nav and beacon, which is all set and checked. Overhead, we've got everything all set. The IRSs are aligned. So we'll see how we all fare today. We've got auto brake set for RTO. Flight directors can now be turned on, which is set. Okay, so we'll just disarm the flight directors. Okay, we'll leave all this as it is, as obviously we haven't got proper FMC today to work with. So what we can do is we can call the tug so we can get out and get ready for our departure. Okay, so tug's now going to drive us up. You can check out on our leaving the runway today. We're going to be taxiing down. As we come out, we'll go down Zulu onto Golf, then come around for 09. We're leaving out onto the 087. Okay, there's 087. Just make sure that we've got 25 degrees set, which is set. Coming out initially, we're going for 300. Once we leave, 6,000 by Honley. Honley's the 11365, so we're going to get that in.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, so get everything all in. Get a 11365 in. Hopefully we can get VOR. Tags are now going to lift us up as we get ready to rock and roll. So we're going to leave out our initial climb out. We can say 6,000. Okay, which is set. We'll see if the VNAV works as well, as I'm not too sure. As obviously we know that it doesn't have a full FMC, etc. So we'll see how it all fares. So we've got the auto throttle, which is armed, which is all set. Auto brake is set for RTO. Go overhead now. Everything seems to be all on and ready for us today.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so release parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines. Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, so now that engine number 2 has come over, we can now go for engine number 1. Okay, so you can see N2 now is increasing. All pressure and everything will come to life. And around 20% into an inject fuel. Okay, so as we go overhead now, we can get the anti-ices to auto, which are checked. We can bring the hydraulics over to auto as well, which are also set and checked. We can get the primary window heats on, which are set. Turn the APU off now with the APU gen as we're running off the battery. Get the logo on just for the fun of it. We can also turn on our taxis as we are pretty much ready to taxi on out down to the end of the runway. We can get our taxi charts out as we leave out. We've got Bristol, so we've got the ADF as well, which is the 414. Okay, which is also set. So we are pretty much ready to taxi. We're going to taxi on down Zulu and then come down into Golf, so we'll get the control column over. Okay, so we can start our taxi out. So we just get rid of the etc. So we'll go over here, main battery discharge, electricity C1 and 2. Okay, which will turn on. So we did forget the AC buses. So the AC buses are now on and set, ready to go. Because that was something that we did forget. So they should all fault out. Should be alright. There we go. They're all starting to disappear as they get ready to go. So we'll turn it on off in auto. We should be alright. Hydraulic C1 and 2. There we go. Okay, so we are now all ready to go. So release the brake. Go down to a flaps 5.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please after you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full.
Okay, so we're going to taxi on down to runway 09.
Also
and
be
get
sure that the aisle
Q&Hs
is clear
all
and
set
sit
as
down
well.
so that way other passengers can
So
get
we've got
by you.
1005.
You're seated in an emergency exit row.
Okay,
Please review the
1005, which
exit
is
seating
set.
responsibilities and the safety card provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute technical.
Okay, we'll get rid of the engines, so we've
but
just
we
got our
ask that
primary
once you
ones,
depart
N1 and
please put away
EGT.
any laptops or tablets. Thank you and welcome aboard.
So we're going to taxi on down onto Zulu as we then follow our
Good
taxi
afternoon,
down
ladies
to
and gentlemen,
09.
and welcome aboard flight 426 with service to Palma de Mallorca. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed.
Okay,
Please
so we
fasten
can
your
get
seatbelt
over
and
and
make
be
sure
there.
that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for
So
departure.
pre-arm LNAV. We've got head and select for when we come out of the runway. Once we do come out of the runway, we're then going to be making that left-hand turn, which will take us onto the 031.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
And
direct
then we
your
follow the
seats to flight
031 all the way up
attendants for easy demonstration.
between 3 and 6,000.
When the seatbelt light is
Once
fastened,
passing,
please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across the
then we'll
lap.
get to
To fasten,
Wotan.
insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release the seat throughout the entire flight as you may experience unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop.
Okay, so we're just near to the runway. Now ready to go.
Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing
Take a
to
look
the
at
mask.
our overhead. We
If
are
you're
all set
traveling
to
with
go
a child or
and
someone who
ready.
requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist
It would be good
others.
if it did have its
Leave
own
your mask
custom
on until a member
FMC,
of
as
the
then
crew
we will be able to
advises
really
you
get
it's safe
stuck
to
into
assist.
the
In
ins
the
of the
event that
plane.
the pilot decides to take us for a swim, a fashionable life vest is located in a pouch under your
So
seat
we've got
or
flaps
between the
5, which is
armrests.
set. We've got
When
auto brake
instructed
set to
to do so,
RTO,
open the
which is
plastic pouch
checked.
and remove the vest.
Coming over
Flip
the
it
whole
over your
short
head.
line, we'll then
Wrap
put
the
on our
straps around your waist
strobes,
and
we'll
buckle
get
at the
our
front.
runway turn-offs
Hold the
on.
strap to tighten.
So
To
we'll
inflate
just
the
break
vest,
down a
pull
little.
firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft.
As we get ready to pass,
This
so we'll
life
get
vest does
pre-ready
not inflate
now. So we'll get
automatically.
the strobes
Flowing
on,
to the
which
mouth
can go
is
on
for
and
minimal
checked. Runway
inflation.
turn-offs can
This
go
vest
on.
is equipped with a
We'll
whistle
turn
and
off the
light.
taxis,
If necessary, your seat
as it
cushion
is
can
still
be used
daylight.
as a secondary flotation device. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Okay, so we'll line up now on the runway. Does have quite a little bit of power on idle. So as we now come back onto the runway 09, we'll line up now. 031 is that left turn we're going to take, and hopefully we see some lovely weather when we come down into Palma. So here we are. We'll line her up, ready for a maiden takeoff. First flight on the channel. Also throttles are on. We've got 087, which is set. We've got 6,000, which we're going to transition from as we go. 6,000 will say is around for when we switch over to standard. From 6,000 we're going to go to 300, so we can put on the brakes now. So we've got a parking brake, which is set. We've got the trim set for 5.50, which is set. Go overhead now. We can get the landing lights on, which is set. Taxi lights are off, strobes are on and set, and we've got all of our lights and everything all ready to go as well. So we are all set. We've got the open GL, so if we do get any rain, then we will be able to see it. Now, toga button, I haven't installed one yet, so that's going to be something else, but we'll see what to go. So, release parking brake, go up to 40%, apply forward pressure on the yoke. Okay, and toga. Okay, we'll line ourselves back up. So I'll just manually use the throttle for now to take us on out of the runway. Airspeed live. There we go, give it a little bit more push.
80 knots.
Checked. Now full throttle hold. 100 knots, we can ease back on the column.
V1.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
Oof.
Positive brake.
Gear up. Okay, so positive brake. Got 182 for V2. 400 checked, so we'll get the LNAV on, which is already checked and confirmed. As we're slowly speeding up now, we'll bug up to our flaps up. So we'll go to 200 as we set out.
1,000.
1,000 checked. So we can now put the VNAV in. As we're now following the flight director up. Between 3,000 and 6,000 feet once we do come up. We're just going to lower the nose slightly. So as we get ready to go into that left hand turn, we can pre-brake the 031. So that was a close one on takeoff as well. There's obviously I don't know if there is a toggle button that's configured on the aircraft or not. As we're just coming through now, 194, slowly lower the nose just a little bit as we get ready to go onto that left hand turn, which is going to be the 031 as we follow the way up to Wooten now. So as you can see, it's just a little bit of wind. Go to flaps 1 now. As we make that left-hand turn. Okay, flaps can go up as we're holding 3,000 feet on that left turn. Should go up for 250. As we follow the flight director back round for the 031 now. Okay, so as we come round onto that right hand turn now onto the 183. Okay, 183 which is set. QNHs can now go to standard, which are also set. Overhead now, we can turn the runway turn-offs off. Landing lights can go off now, which are also checked. And we are all ready now for our flight up into Palma. So as we now continue on bound, we're going to basically follow up onto the 183, which then go to Gavgo for the 100. Then we'll go up for 300 as VNAV's a bit naff, so we'll just come up for flight level change and take it from there. On our speed, we take out the VNAV, take out speed, we've got flight level change in. Up to 290 now. Which is set. As we're now going to make that left hand turn, which will take us up to Gavgo, which is the 099. Okay, which is set. .5 degrees of bank. As we make that left turn now for Gavgo, see lovely scenery today as we make that left hand turn. Just making our climb out now to 290 and we're going up to 300 for our flight level today. So the cockpit's lovely. If it did have a custom FMC then that would be even great, because then we could really get stuck into the aircraft. But we'll make do with what we've got, and we're here today with the flight as it was on sale on the X-Plane store. So I thought, you know what, I was thinking of getting it a long time ago, so I thought why not get it today. So everything else is all good for us now. We're just going up to 300 and then from there we'll go down to our top of descent. And as you can see, in for our arrival today, we are going to be coming down on the Lorez 1 Kilo. We'll hit the 151, which will take us all the way down to Palenza, which will be our initial focus fix for 24 left and 24 right. From Palenza VOR, which is a 116.4, there's Honley in now, 48 DME out, it's on 500 feet, where we're coming for Bavon for 4,500. And then from there we should be all ready to come in for the 238, 7.5 DME from the localizer. We're then going to basically make that descent down, and we'll get our landing and everything all calculated once we do. So what we can do, guys, is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics now, and then once we get back we'll get to our top of descent, ready to come in for lovely 24 left for the ILS Yankee approach. So I'll see you guys when we get back for our top of descent. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we are currently descending down into Palma from flight level 300, just passing 210. Got the aircraft pretty configured up. We've got the barrier setting for 250, which is going to give us on our minimums 242. We can go in and get our landing data as well when we do come in, so we can slow down now on 270, should be fine. Get the speed brakes open, so then we can lose a bit of speed. Once we do that, we'll go into the performance, go and get our landing. So we're coming in for 24 left. Conditions are good. Down on our winds today, we have got QNH is 1014, which is set. Temperature is 30. Winds is 230. 10, 240, 11. Okay, which is set. Coming in flaps 30. Anti-ice will be off. Full reverse. Spoilers will be auto. Auto brake. We'll take auto brake number 3. Okay, and our landing weight coming down. Just have a look. Let's have a look at our weight. 189.4. So 189.4. Okay, calculate that up. So that looks like a pretty crazy speed, I must say. So if that was the case, we did a max. Okay, so it's asked us for a 201, flaps 30, which can't be right, but we'll try her out as we are really heavy. So we're passing down through 17,000 now, so we can continue down to 250, which is set. Passing through 17, as we come down for 5. Once we get down to 5,000, which will be at the placenta VOR, which is the 1164, so we can get that in as well. Okay, so there is the Polenta. We are currently 46 miles out from Polenta, coming down through 16,000 feet. Slowly slowing as we get down towards the runway. So we'll be coming in hot today as we leave out from Lorez, ready to go to Polenta, which is our initial approach fix, which will be 5,000 feet. Just slowing down now through 250. We can slow the aircraft down as we get lovely Palma in our sights now. Down for 230. So I'm not sure if that is correct. 206. So we'll find out. Set the auto brake to max, just to be on the safe side as we slowly start slowing down. Got the speed brake open as we are continuing in now. So as we go to Polenta, we are going to be hitting out on the 150. Okay, which is set. Passing down through 14,000 as we're going to initially come down for 5. Flaps will be flaps 30, saying 201, which I highly doubt, as that's meant to be our rev, which is right there. So we will find out as we start going through. So as you can see, there's our gross weight, which is right there, 189.4. So there's obviously something going on. So we have a look at all of our hydraulics. We can see our fuel, everything all down, which is all good. Stats. So everything seems to be above board. We are all in. We've got 1014 coming in for the arrival, which we can preset. Okay, 1014, which is set. And 1014, which is preset. Transition will be 6,000 feet. So we've obviously calculated the weight wrong as we've gone by that. So just say that we're around 160. That should be a bit better for us. So we'll see if that calculates up. If not, then we'll just come down. We should be coming down for around about 160, 170 maybe. We'll soon see whereabouts our stall speed is as we come down onto the runway. So passing 11,000 feet now, just passing through 240. As we now hit 11, we may as well get pre-configured, so landing lights can come on. We'll get the runway turn-offs on just after, as we're now going towards the Polenta VOR 29.6. There is the localizer, the 1093, the India Papa Alpha Lima 47.9. So as soon as we've got both of them in, we may as well get them both in and set. So we're going to the radio. We've got 1093.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it is time to return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
Okay, seatbelt signs are on. Just checked, currently dumbing down to 230 as we get ready to enter into lovely Palma today. 24 left, we are coming in. Obviously we don't have no courses over on this MCP, so it'll be a case of practically just the aircraft would have that all in configured. It'd be good if they could get proper FMC
we
in.
have begun our final descent into Palma de Mallorca. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position.
Okay, so passing 9,000 feet.
On items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please
20
complete
nautical
all
miles
Wi-Fi
from
related
Polenta.
tasks and stow any larger electronics.
So we'll start bringing the control column over now, as we are going to make our series of turns, which will then get us into the runway. We can see now that we are on the Star coming down, currently following now inbound, so flight level 70, so we are pretty much right bang there for Polenta. And then we're going to come down, which we are on to the 151, which is set, passing through 8,006 from 5,000 at Polenta. We then go down to 4,500 for Bavum, where we can then start to slow the aircraft right down and get ready for the approach. So we've had the speed brakes open the whole time coming down from 8,000 feet, coming down to 5. We can slowly start to edge up now as we'll slow the aircraft down now. Come down to 215. It should be all good for us. Don't know why the rev's so high, as I've obviously putting the wrong weight coming down in. But if that is really the weight, then that is going to be a crazy speed today. So we can let speed brakes in now. Okay. So speed brakes are armed. It's passing through 230. There's 7,000 feet as we come in. Got the navs in. Nav radios, so we are all set to come down today. The course is coming down actually, which we can set in. Coming down is going to be the 238. Okay, there's the 238 in the 307.5. Be the NDB. Okay, so we'll just leave it at 1037. Okay, so passing down through 6,400 feet now, as we're just getting ready to make that turn to Bavum, which is going to take us on to the 184, and then we'll start to descend down into our lovely Palma today for runway 24 left. Hopefully we can get a nice butter as we come in. So our speed should be nice. Should be coming down for around about flaps 30. You'll be about 155, I'd say. Not too sure. So there we go. There's 5,000 feet, which is coming in. So we're going to hold 5,000 feet now. And come down to 200. So obviously we put the weight wrong down in the landing performance. So we'll just judge it, and should be around about 150, etc. As we see, lovely outside of the TUI on the side of the engines, which looks absolutely lovely today. So passing down now, ready for 5,000 feet. Speed brakes are in. We've got auto brakes set for max. We've got the QNHs, which are going to be at 6,000 now, so they're going to come over now for 1014, which is also set and checked. So there's 5,000 that will hold now. 200 is going to go into that right hand turn, which is going to take us on to the 184. Then we'll go down to 4,500. Okay, so there's 4,500. Aircraft's levelling off. So we'll hold 5 until we go to the 184, which will be Batham. And then from Batham, we're then going to basically turn around and come in onto a nice arrival today. 2,500 feet, intercept for the ILS from a boomer. Okay, so we've got the aircraft now ready for 4,500 feet, ready to go on to the 184. Okay, which is set. Coming down now, we can come down to 4,500 as we're leaving out. And we can see on the charts 4,500 for Batham, which will then leave us 17.7 DME from the localizer. So we're currently at 200 knots, ready to make that right hand turn now, as we come down for 4,500 feet for Batham. Auto brake set to max, got 1014 for the QNH, got 250 for 243 on our decision height. Currently all stable and ready to come in. So we're pretty much all configured now. So from the 184 we're going to go to the 238. That's going to be our last fix before we come in. So, check down into our nav. We have got everything all there. There is the nav in, which is all set and in for us. So, should be no problems here. I should see the ILS come up. If it doesn't, then we'll fly it down manually. So, we're at 4,500 now for Batham, as we get ready to go into that final left-hand turn, and then we'll make that right down onto the 238, currently at 200 knots. Okay, so Batham, 4,500 feet. Then we'll drop down to 2,500, ready to come in for the ILS for 24 left. So we are all configured now, we are ready. We can see we've got seatbelts on, auto brake is max, we've got the speed brakes which are armed, doors are auto, etc. So I've got the ILS in on the radio. Let's just see if it does actually kick in and work. as we are now ready to make that final left-hand turn onto the right. So we are all configured. We've got LNAV in at the moment as we're coming down to Palma, which is basically right next to us now, 5,000, 4,004 Bavum, where we've left. Now we're going to make that final turn onto the 238. So we're fully configured now, ready to go. The 238 in. Okay, we'll come down to 2005. Can slow down now to 175, go to a flaps 5. Which is set. Once we come out, we're looking at the glide slope intercepting for us at around about 7.5 DME. So we are all ready and set to go. Now for 2005. Everything's all configured and ready for us to go. Couldn't tell you why we haven't got the ILS. It's probably something that I've done wrong. So if we need to, we'll fly down manually. We've got our coordinates in, so we've got 7.5 DME from the localizer. That's where we're going to start to make that descent down. We're saying we've got around 150, so we'll say around 750 a minute. If the localizer and everything does come in, which I'm not sure it will, then we'll let it go. Okay, so there's the ILS sort of kicked in from that, which was a bit weird. So if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have known. So there's the localizer now.
2500.
2500 we're going to come for. Okay, which we can now level off. Once we do come down, we'll go to a flaps 15 gear down once the glide slope comes, which we've got, which is 7.5 DME from EPAL. So we're all set and configured. We can now turn on the runway turn-off lights, which can be set. Got our landing lights, which are set. We've got auto brake set for max. We've got QNHs 1014, which are cross-checked on either side. We've got a minimums, which is 250 for a 243 decision. And the airport is in sight now, ready for us to come down. We're currently at 10 DME. Flaps 5 is set and initiated, and we are all set and configured. As soon as the magenta diamond starts to come down, then we'll go into a flaps 15, drop our gear. So we can see that we'll come down for around 150, flaps 30, as we did obviously put the weights in wrong for the landing config. Not to worry. So it's passing 9.5 DME now, as the glide slope starts to make its way down now. So cabin crew, prepare for arrival. Turn off 1,000 set, we can start lowering our speed now. Go down to 155, go flaps 15, gear down. Looking around about 750 a minute on our descent. Oh, there's glide slope now intercepted. Throttles will power back. Speed brakes are armed. Okay. So we're getting our next set flaps in.
Too low, flaps.
Okay. So we'll just get our flaps 30 all the way in. That way it will keep the aircraft nice and happy. As we come down through 2002, we can see 2 red, 2 white. So in just a few moments time we'll get the autopilot disconnected, and we can disconnect it now just to have a bit of fun in there. So what we can do is disconnect the auto throttle, autopilot is disengaged, and now I have full control of the aircraft. So we're looking around about 150. Take auto brake number 3. Should be alright for us. As we slowly make our way down, we'll hold for 150. As you see, we've got a headwind. Okay, and now we can start our descent. So we'll just slowly make that descent, just make some minor adjustments. 1000 set. Okay, this glide starts to come back. So there's a glide slope back for us. Five hundred checked.
300 minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
200.
Brakes are on and reversers are active. Okay, all the brake meters are now in as reversers can be stowed. As we slow down now to taxi off at the gate, so we can disarm the auto brakes, which are set.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Speed brake can now be retracted.
Palma de Mallorca. The local time is 5:24
As we now get ready to taxi off with the runway, guys.
30 degrees
So we can try the
Celsius.
flaps.
You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft is
And there we are. So the Magnite does need work, which we obviously know it does, but it is a nice aircraft to fly, so I will do some more flights in this aircraft, as it is nice to actually fly the Dreamliner. So as we come off now, we can wait a minute and a half, we'll get the APU up and running as we come now near to the hold short line. Whereas then we'll go to our landing cinematics, and I hope you guys enjoyed the flight today. So as we just get ready now to taxi off, we'll go all the way to the gate. I'll show you guys the cinematics of the taxi to the gate once we leave out. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put our taxi lights, which can go on, our runway turn-offs can go off, landing lights can go off now. We can start up the APU and get that all set. Taxis can, strobes can now go off, and we are all now set to go in. So, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you enjoyed the flight tonight and you'd like to support the channel even more. Time for our takeoff cinematics. Leave your future flights down in the comment section, and I hope you all have a great evening. See you all guys very soon. Take care for now. Bye bye.